Welcome in. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show, 800 KXIC. We've got some background music, or background sound effects, I should say, today. I would be shocked if it was silent for the entire show based on the way things have been going so far. It's fun, though. We have got two little dachshunds. One's full dachshund, the other's half dachshund, half what was it? Half dachshund, half?
Dorky. So it is half dachshund,
Yorkie.
half Yorkie.
Okay. So they look almost identical. The Dorky just has longer hair, but the coloration's about the same. They're both about the same size, and they are, well, they're friends. They're obviously playing a lot together, and they've been chasing each other around this studio. And if you hear that growling, those noises, they're testing each other. They're doing the whole puppy testing, jumping on each other and having some fun. And so just be aware of that. If you hear a little yipe or something like that, it's not us doing anything bad to the dogs. They're just, they're having a good time with each other. And they are very fast. It's amazing how fast they run past. The pitter patter you'll hear as they run past. They're trying to intimidate each other right now, if you can hear that in the background. But it's been fun, and they are adorable, absolutely adorable dogs. So we're going to talk about the Dachshund breed today. It's been a while since we visited the Dachshund. If you're on YouTube, you can see these puppies and see them playing with each other right now. And you can see, is there one that's getting the handle on the other one, or does it seem pretty? It's pretty equal.
Soon as one like goes, okay, I've had my fill, the other one then jumps back.
The other one
goes, yeah.
Yeah. If he quits and walks away, well, we're not done yet. That's what he's saying. So we'll talk to Ron about the Dachshund. He'll tell us what's special about this breed and what they're all about. He's got them up there. And what do you consider that? Is that the merle color? Is that what you call that?
Dapple.
Dapple. Okay.
And
Dapple.
so the dappling on the back.
It's like well, they're brown and black, like you'll see that color, but then it's that other mix.
Yeah, it's kind of a random pattern
yeah,
that occurs.
It's almost like a dairy cow, almost like part on the one. You almost kind of see the spots.
Right,
so.
Spots and kind of just all over the place, random. And then I love on the Dachshund, it's got kind of the gray brown to black spots, but then there's that. A red mixed in there too, spots, and it's just, I've never seen something so beautiful. Yeah, that's just me.
They really are adorable. Like, and I whenever you bring puppies, they're always cute, but every once in a while I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm glad Devin's not here, because she loves dachshunds in particular too. So these are really cute, and they're not going to be around long, that's for sure. They're going to go home to a family here in the Iowa City area at some point. And so we're going to talk about that. What else are we going to talk about, Ron?
We are going to talk about how to destinkify our dogs and cats. We're going to talk about body odor. We're going to talk about, I was going to go somewhere with that, but then I stopped. Then we're going to go to teeth and mouth. Ooh, that breath stinks. And then we're going to also talk about something that we overlook quite a bit, and that's the ear smell. And we go, gosh, stinky dog, but it's actually, located right in the ear, and how to handle that issue. And then finally, we're going to talk about Orijen, which is a really above average, high quality dog and cat food. And we're seeing more and more people get into that in our store. And so we expanded the line, and I just wanted to review it one more time.
So we will talk about that. One thing, if you want to put this in the back of your mind here for a future show, Ron, is the training techniques. I think it's about time to revisit some things, because I just talked to Beth, who took home a new family member, a puppy, a Maltese poodle from Petland. She's our sales rep here. In fact, she's your sales rep. And she is I was talking to her, and I told her like two or three things I learned from the show briefly in conversation, and she was like almost ready to write them down. She was so excited. I was talking about how you give them the treats when they're going to the bathroom instead of when they come back inside, because they'll think they'll think they're getting rewarded for coming back inside. And there was a couple other I mentioned the lickety stick and some other stuff, and she, I'd like to think she's tuned into this show every time, but apparently some of the stuff was new to her. But anyway, it reminded me that'd be good for anyone who just got a dog recently or is thinking of getting a puppy to revisit some tips on some of those things, because some real standard basic stuff in training can get you a long way. And I know training can be very frustrating for busy people who have this new dog. They love the new dog, but they don't have time to get it trained properly. So I think we'll visit some of that stuff. Sound good?
How to deter some behaviors in a kind way, and how to encourage behaviors in another way.
And potty training in general, because she had mentioned, I told her, I said, well, you're going to need the kennel. And she said, oh, is that the best way? I said, yeah, you got to get the kennel.
Wait, when did you talk with her?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
after
before she came. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I'm like going, we touched on every single topic
yeah,
that you
but
talked
she hadn't talked to you yet.
Yes.
So, but I was telling her pre-buying before she went and got the dog. So anyway, I just reminded myself, I said, well, if she's thinking about this, there's got to be listeners who have just gotten a dog and are thinking the same thing. So, so we'll visit some more of that stuff.
Never can talk on that enough.
Exactly.
Especially if you like, oh, I know all of what you guys talked about. You're going to catch something new this time.
And maybe if you have a dog, because I know this is the case too, people who don't, it's not even a puppy, it's an older dog now, but it keeps making mistakes or keeps doing that.
And you can teach an old dog a new trick, and you'll understand why. This is not a trick. This is encouraging behavior, and they're going to go, oh, I want to see that happen again, you know, kind of thing. So I'm going to hold it this time. So yeah, that's a great topic.
All right. So
bring back up again.
We'll get to that. We're going to get to the amazing pet story of the week underway, and then we'll continue on. These dogs are cracking me up. They really are.
They are having a blast.
They are really, and actually, if you're just tuning in, you didn't catch, well, we didn't start recording until after my live segment. If you were listening to my morning show on Thursday, literally as I'm doing a contest with a listener on the radio, we're doing live radio, the dog runs over, grabs my mouse by the cord and pulls it, and it goes flying. And so I can't get to my computer to actually ask the question I need to ask the listener. Like, it literally froze me live on the radio. I couldn't do anything about it.
Loved it.
I was sitting in front of the microphone. I couldn't reach the mouse, and I'm thinking, thanks a lot, you little pup. This completely stole my mic or my mouse from my...
stole the show.
Yeah, but anyway, it was funny. Good live radio. And anyway, here we go. So now it's time for the amazing pet story of the week. And here comes... He had to pick up the puppies to get him out of the way. Thank you, big voice guy. Very nice.
Yeah, they all of a sudden climbed up.
Yeah, they did.
It's time for the amazing pet story of the
that
week.
amazing little voice he's got. They go, whoa.
They said, whoa, who's that? So... now they're back at it again. So today's story, we are going to talk about an animal that saved a family from a cobra. How about that? How cool is that? This story, and apparently this happens in other parts of the world a little bit more often than normal. I know in the United States, it's thankfully not normal that we have cobras all over the place, which is,
but they'll say, but you guys got tornadoes and earthquakes, and what would you rather have?
That's true. Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's right. Is that what would you rather? I mean, yeah, what we think is a threat, they're just like, oh, we're used to that by now, but we don't think of tornadoes, I guess, as much of a big thing. So this is from PAWSitively, and we have a story about a dog that saved a family from a cobra. So we'll do that right now. All right, in 3, 2. So according to the story, Miss Catherine Isiki said that the family describes the attack as a mystery. They say the cobra invaded their home 1 a.m. on Sunday. They woke up. Their granddaughter, I know, granddaughter was the first to see the snake. The little girl says started screaming, and the neighbors apparently wouldn't even come to the compound or to their neighbor's house because they were scared of the cobra, and it was huge. They said that it was so big that they were afraid of it, and the neighbors didn't want to come over to even deal with it. So the neighbors wouldn't help. The dog, they did have
new neighbors.
Yeah, exactly right. They say that they did have a neighbor, or this dog was able to save them, though it was a mastiff, so a very large dog.
There you go. We reviewed that one.
Yeah, and they say that God spared their family, and it's a translated conversation here, but they say that the dog did kill the snake, but they do say they believe it was God's intervention, and they thanked the dog and gave the dog a little extra treat that day too.
A little extra treat.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, snake.
All right. So cobra almost caused some real chaos there, but a mastiff killed it, and that just happened in PAWSitively. We'll be right back with more after this. This is the PAWSitively Petland Show on KXIC. We'll be right back. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Dachshund. We'll talk about keeping your dog smelling fantastic. And Orijen. What's that about? Find out. We'll be right back. Good morning. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show, 800 KXIC and KXIC.com on our podcast page. Hopefully a cobra doesn't invade your home. That would be bad. But if you have a Mastiff, maybe it's not so bad because they'll save you. That's what happened at the Amazing Pet Store. We're going to find out about these Dachshunds. I have a feeling these Dachshunds would go after a Cobra right now. Probably
I know.
not knowing any better, but
I think it's all sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have we have 2 Dachshunds. One's full Dachshund. The other one is half Yorkie, half Dachshund. Beautiful dogs here in studio. And it's time now to learn about the breed that's in both of them, the Dachshund. Tell us about it, Ron.
All right. So just say it.
Germany.
Okay.
They're from Germany.
All right. There's a lot of verbiage here that I love. And so we're going to read from the AKC book on this one. And I just love how they describe a lot. Yeah.
They like it too.
We want more.
I want to learn about my heritage.
So the Dachshund was bred to hunt badger. And so we badger hunter. That's what Dachshund refers to.
Badgers are tough animals.
I know, but they just get in there. A most formidable adversary. The origin of this amazing little dog has been a subject of much speculation. So Germany is going to become a what? It is probable that small Dachshund, like dogs called bassets, used for hunting. Wait, it is probable that small Dachshund-like dogs, small Dachshund-like dogs, called bassets. So bassets. We got to talk about the basset in the future.
Sure.
Because it sounds like there's small bassets out there, and that to me would be cool, but maybe that's a Dachshund.
Who knows?
I don't know. Used for hunting as early as the 16th century, coexisted in France, Germany, and other Western European countries, and evolved in their native lands along separate lines. Okay, so that's, a little bit of the origin of a little bit of the stature. The low stature, keen nose, and outturned feet, characteristic of early specimens, suggest a common ancestry with the Basset Hound. The fact that no other hound goes to ground indicates that somewhere along the line, the Dachshund probably received an infusion of terrier blood, which is actually what a Dorky is. Well, we also have that in our store, Yes, in the store, but also in our studio. So that was an interesting, vignette on, the terrier blood coming into the Basset to come up with the Dachshund. The diversity, adaptability, and versatility of the Dachshund are a unique mix of attributes that have made it one of the most popular breeds in AKC registration for many, many years. Goes on, courage and determination were essential in the dogs performing the dangerous, daunting task of hunting badgers. These qualities are still strongly characteristic of the modern descendants of the old badger hunter. For today's Dachshund has lost none of the determination and pluck of his ancestry.
Pluck.
I know, that's an interesting. I've not ever used it in that way, but I like it. The original purpose in breeding miniatures was to create a very small Dachshund with which to combat the rapid rise in the rabbit population in Germany.
Rabbit?
Yes,
okay.
Rabbits during the 1800s, which is fascinating because I thought everybody just wanted smaller Dachshunds.
Yeah,
but
right.
No, that was already in existence. In fact, all you'll ever see now in our store, Petland, Iowa City, is miniature Dachshunds. AKC has not been a club for specifically miniature Dachshunds. And so miniatures and standards are lumped together, and therefore you will always, they're messing with the camera. Got me all off track. So in our store, you'll always see them labeled as Dachshunds, even though we only get miniature Dachshunds.
Okay.
I have not found a standard Dachshund breeder out there. There's not many out there. And then finally going into, what is it like living with a Dachshund? Prospective Dachshund owners should consider coat type, grooming, size, temperament, and exercise and training needs. That's what I love about Dachshunds. They are so easy in so many different ways. They're small. They get all the exercise that they need out in your house. They're small and short-furred if you get the smaller length hair coated Dachshund. We didn't even realize that Callie, our Dachshund at home, really shed. We were like, I don't know if this one sheds. I know that sounds silly, but you just didn't ever see it anywhere because it was small and the hair was short. And so that made for one of the easiest breeds to take care of. As a result, here, a shedding dog is one of the easiest breeds. A small dog with short fur is easy. Then they go on, when selecting a puppy, look for a healthy, outgoing, bright-eyed, energetic, and inquisitive individual. We see that in our studio right now with these guys. A Dachshund, whether standard or miniature, is well suited to be a house dog. That's what I'm talking about. His size enables him to fit comfortably in a house or an apartment, but this does not preclude him from being quite at home in a country setting, given the environment of his hunting ancestors was comprised of fields and forests. Dachshunds are clever, alert, playful, and affectionate. And that's how I would describe our dog at home, Callie. Like what I don't know if you can hear them, but they're definitely playing and having fun and all that kind of stuff. And then as soon as we would sit down on our couch in our house, whether we're reading a book or watching a little TV or just talking with each other, our Callie, our Dachshund, jumps up, wants to be on your lap, and actually wants to be underneath like your shirt, or we just have a little
being
blanket.
Under blankets. I know that. My mother-in-law has a Dachshund, and she's always digging underneath to get underneath blankets and pillows, and she just loves that feeling of being underneath blankets.
Yeah, Callie ruined a couple of beds before we understood what was going on, in that she was trying to get under the bed, kind of a thing. And as soon as I threw a little blanket in there, all she did was get underneath the blanket.
That's done. What she wanted.
And so for those dog owners that have those dogs that rip apart the beds and stuff, just put a blanket in there and see if it's just hey, I want to get underneath something.
So that's what she was doing? She was digging on your bed, like trying to get underneath the bed by going to on the mattress and just digging?
This is her own little bed, little doggy bed.
Doggy bed.
And so she would ruffle it up and everything, and then she'd end up underneath it eventually, but she really was digging, prior to that to get underneath there. So that's where the blanket really helped out.
Nice. All right. Anything else in the Dachshund?
That is a Dachshund. So that we just want to help you understand, is the Dachshund the right pet for you? And I would say this is one of the easiest breeds out there. It's not good for running. If you're a runner and you want to go run with your dog, don't get a Dachshund. They're going to, after a block, want to be carried.
Got very short legs.
And they're very social. I know there's some people that go, oh, Dachshunds, can be mean. Well, any dog can be mean. It's how you raise them, how you train them.
Dachshunds can be mean?
Dachshunds,
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Although,
what's up with that?
I never heard people say Dachshunds are mean, although I think I've told you this story that the meanest dog I've ever met in my life was a Dachshund, but that was directly because it was a boy I met growing up, and he was not a very nice kid, and he was mean to his dog, and he had code words that he would say, and he would get it to, so we'd go over to his house, and then he'd say this, and then we'd have to like jump up on chairs because he taught it to actually go bite your ankles.
I can see little Jay jumping up.
I know, and it wasn't just like to come nip on. I mean, it was mean. It was a mean dog, and I thought we all, even at the time, knew something was wrong with that. We're thinking, why do you train your dog to be a mean dog?
Right. You just came up with, we're going to have an episode on how to make a friendly dog, because that's all on how you treat them. And I'm going to point out some really easy ways to help you make your dog, even if it's a growler right now, how to make that dog much more friendly. And it is a time thing. It's not something you're going to flip a switch.
Okay.
But that's another great idea.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that these two dogs smell very good. I picked them up. I was holding them in studio, and they're adorable. But I did notice that they have a nice scent to them too. They smell good. They're cologne on them, I think, and they smell clean. Ron, are they clean?
They are clean. And so, you're kind of busting my show up right now.
Sorry.
All right. So
I'll let you take the reins.
So, Jay, how often do you take a shower?
Once a day. Why do I have to keep telling this? Right. There's something.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell
there's
me.
Something smelling over this. And how often do we normally wash dogs? Once a week, once a month, maybe never. Kind of a thing. And then we go, and it smells so bad. Hey,
what if you didn't smell?
Right,
what if you didn't shower?
We're like far more smelly than a dog is. Because, gosh, I know for me, if I didn't take a shower after 24 hours, if I didn't wear deodorant, I'd be nasty within hours. And so realize that dogs really are kind of great in that way. It takes them like 5 days. A Dachshund, one of the ones that could get a little smelly after a while, 5 days and then just starts getting smelly at that point. So washing and bathing your dog, make it easy, and is the first key. So if the sink isn't the right thing for you, then go into the shower and bring them in the shower with you. I've done that many a times, and gosh, it's so easy to wash up a dog. You have a problem with washing your cat? I'm telling you, I struggled with my cat for years in the sink, and I had my daughter is allergic, and we have to wash them and all that kind of stuff. And I finally, all of a sudden, one day said, hey, like the dogs, you're going in the shower.
I'm sure she loved it.
It was so easy.
He loved it.
Yeah,
Gilbert,
he was trying to get out from the spray, but you just put the spray back on him, kind of a thing.
Right.
And that was the way to do that. So the shower is an easy way of doing it. Another tip is when you're shampooing, the shampoos today that are available, at least the ones in our store, Petland, Iowa City, are gentle enough where you could wash daily your dog. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And so that's a nice thing to know, because in the past, I think people were using Dawn soap and stuff like that. That's so harsh. Yeah, you cannot wash too many times in a month doing that kind of stuff, because you're going to dry out skin. Today's shampoos are much more in tune with the dog and or cat, so that it's much easier on their skin, and so you can do it more frequently to take care of those smells. Some tips that I have used also on shampooing my dogs, I found if I shampooed and lathered them up twice, so I get the first lather is not all that abundant, but I get it going. I let the soap sit on them for a couple of minutes just to get in there and do its work, and then I rinse them off, but then I lather them right back up again. Now it's a little more sudsy and stuff like that, and I let that sit for a couple minutes again to take action for getting those smells out. Make sure you scratch around the jaw area. That's a big area of smelliness, and so get that all washed off and then rinse it off. Some shampoos that I love, two of them, the line is called BioGroom. One of them has that argan oil, and all the ladies out there, you guys know what this is, but ask your husband right now, what's argan oil and what do you use it for? And they're going to scratch their head and go, I have no idea. Argan oil, guys, is something that the ladies have been using in their hair for a few years now, and it is really wonderful as far as cleaning, good smelling, but then a really nice, shiny, smooth, silky feeling coat. So the argan oil is really a wonderful product. The other one that I really love by BioGroom is Groom and Fresh odor eliminating shampoo. This thing smacks that odor more than any other shampoo I've ever used by anybody. This thing has a fairly strong smell to it, but it does an awesome job of getting those smells off of your dog and or cat. So those are my two favorite shampoos, Groom and Fresh by BioGroom, and the other one with argan oil, it's called Indulge by BioGroom. BioGroom also has one of the best conditioners out there called Silk. This stuff, and ladies, again, you guys know that all conditioners and shampoos for that matter are not created equal. Silk is something here.
Told you there'd be background sound effects.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if that's if anybody's hearing me. Silk is the conditioner that you just use a little bit, and it is a holy cow as far as conditioners go. I use a little bit, I let it sit in there for a couple of minutes for our long-haired dog, and then when I go to blow dry, comb out and everything, it just is really wonderful as far as the texture and everything like that. So those are my great shampoos. But then, some of those people, I just cannot do this. Your whole idea of the shower thing is kind of weird. I'm not going to do it. There is another one, a waterless by Pets Life, Bath Ease. It's called waterless shampoo and conditioner. Spray, rub, wipe, you're done. Kind of a thing. And so that product is a really wonderful product. And I love the inventor. Whenever I go to the trade shows, this guy is just hilarious on talking about his products, really is passionate about it, and they really do work. And then finally, the colognes. We've got a lot of colognes in our store of different kinds, and what is your flavor is really the basic thing. And pick that one out, and then that gets you through or in between the washings. So let's say you wash your dog or cat once a week. Those colognes are wonderful to get you through. I know with our dogs, for some reason, they smell fine when they're in the house, but then when they go outside, they come back in, and I watch them. I go, are you rolling in something? They didn't, but they come back, and we just call it the outside smell. The outside smell is just like, oh, gosh, what is that? Don't know what it is, but I do know that if we put a little cologne on that dog, everything is wonderful, and we don't do anything more, and that gets them through to the next day or next washing. I think the outside smell, well, it dissipates over a couple of hours when they're back in the house, so we don't smell it continuously, but this gets us through that get away from the dog, it smells kind of a thing. So now let's move on to breath, because everybody goes, yeah, breath. Yeah, my dog's breath is really nasty. Most of that is due to bacterial things going on in the back of the mouth. And so if we can address those things, then we can solve that bad breath issue. Hard kibble is going to be one of the best things, but that provides nutrients for those bacteria. The hard kibble is aggressive on the teeth a little bit to clean them up, but you're still providing stuff for those bacteria to grow. What we have done at our house is there's Tropiclean has fresh breath type products, and these are those water additives that you can put into the water. This is a daily thing, so every time I fill the water up, then I put a squirt. They have a concentrated one, and then they have some more dilute ones, and so I just put a squirt into the water bowl every time I fill the water dish, and that's my daily dose. And this is, for me, for our dogs, it's a multi-step. So this alone is okay, but it doesn't take care of everything. And so also just know that when you're buying these water additives for their drinking water, know that you can get more purposeful products out there. They've got omega-3s and fatty acids in them now. They have this one, digestive enzymes are in another one. So they have, you can look for, hey, I can do two things at the same time for my dog. If it's got a little upset stomach, it can use the digestive support product. Taking it a step forward, there's this instant fresh foam product where you actually squirt it right into their mouth. So they get a nice dose of something that's going to go after that bacteria in their mouth to neutralize it so that they have fresher breath. If you want to really kick this out of the park, I've got a couple of different products that literally not only freshens their breath because it goes after the bacteria, but it actually cleans the teeth so that it takes it from calcified teeth, just like what we would have, all the way to clean teeth. And so one of the products is called Pet's Life. Again, this one's called Oral Care. It's a tiny little spray bottle that you just lift up their jowls, spray in there on both sides after they do their morning eating and all that kind of stuff. And this thing will literally clean their teeth over a 30-day use period. So every morning you're going to do this. It will clean the teeth in there. It is amazing. We fly through this product because people keep on coming back in and saying, wow, that really worked and everything. And our pet counselors in our store hear that over and over again, and they recommend it even more. So it is one of those really good products. Coupling that with a toothbrush is also really good. Toothbrushes that have bristles on both sides are really good because when you get in there, if you've never brushed the teeth of your dog, this is a slow process, not a fast process. The first time you're going to do it, you're going to put the toothpaste or this product on the bristles. Let your dog lick it off. Step one, done. Second step, tomorrow, you're going to put that product back on the bristles again. You're maybe going to spray the jowls. Now you're going to put it into the dog's mouth and you're going to touch their teeth. Step two, done. You're just going to slowly go after this. Don't go in there and do all the work all at once. Do it over time so that your dog doesn't look at it as oh, here we go again, like kind of a fun time with a toothbrush thing. Make it so that they understand they're getting a little treat when you put the toothpaste or the sprays on there. They like that taste. And then you're going to just get in there and brush their teeth. This isn't like what we do at home where, we got the music now playing on the toothbrushes for your kids. And, hey, when the music stops, you're all done, kind of a thing to make sure that they brush long enough. This is get in, get out more, because most dogs are not going to say, yeah, you can brush my teeth as long as you want. That's why there's bristles on both sides. So a toothbrush for those will take your dog to a whole nother level. If you want to do a toothpaste on top of it, realize that the toothpastes are great. They're very much like the toothpaste that we use, except for they don't have fluoride in it because that's hazardous for the dog because they're going to swallow it. But it tastes like a treat, like I said. So they'll like it. Let them lick it off. Let them understand this is good stuff. And it has a paste to it, and that's going to help clean those teeth as well. All right, that's teeth. How much time do we got?
We're actually starting to get short on time.
All right, ear cleaning, guys. Real quickly, there's ear wash with tea tree oil. There's more alcohol-related ear washes. You're going to put this into the dog's ear. You're going to rub the ear a little bit and then release. Do this outside because you're about to get sprayed. Stand away. Then follow up with a little cotton swab. If you find the first time you do this, you get quite a bit of gunk in there, do it again until you get those ears somewhat clean. Now, do it once a week, and you're going to have not only a dog that has clean ears and not going to be scratching them in as much, but also your dog will smell better. Those ears sometimes are just the nastiest thing ever. So ear washing is the third way to de-stinkify your dog or cat. All of these work on cats and dogs. Everything that I do, this is what I do with both my cat and my dogs at home. So 3 ways: body odor, ear, and fresh breath.
And lots of people there to answer your questions at Petland of Iowa City. So if you don't know, if you can't remember one of these products, talk to them. They'll get you set up there at Petland of Iowa City on Lower Muscatine, right?
So yes. So Orijen, let's get through that. We got just minutes?
Yeah, just a few minutes, but that should be enough time.
Here, I'm going to play a game because we'll hit Orijen again next week because it's that significant of a product. This thing is an expensive bag of food. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one at all. You will feed even less of this product. But what I want to do with Jay right now is he's going to use his fingers and his toes, and he's going to start counting. I'm going to go on. You know how when you read ingredient lists, and you go, oh, yeah, the first two products are meat, kind of a thing. I want you to use your hands and your toes to count when I get out of a animal-based protein, kind of a thing.
Okay.
So, all right, deboned chicken, deboned turkey, yellowtail flounder, whole eggs, whole Atlantic mackerel, chicken liver, chicken heart, turkey heart, whole Atlantic herring, dehydrated chicken, dehydrated turkey, dehydrated mackerel, dehydrated chicken liver, dehydrated turkey liver, whole grain peas.
Peas, yeah, that's not animal.
So
right?
that
15.
I went through the ingredients list of Orijen.
That's amazing.
And I had to go that far in before you get off those protein sources.
And to get all that stuff in a pet food, it's going to be expensive. So that's one of the things to know is that you're paying for quality there. But that's, to get salmon and herring and cod and
this thing's eating better than we are for sure. This isn't even a joke anymore. Beth, yesterday Beth is what we talked about as our sales rep here. And she came in, got a puppy, and she said, "Can I switch to Orijen?" I said, "Sure you can. That food is unbelievably good." And it's just hilarious how many ingredients that you got to go through until you get off of those proteins. And while it is known for a nice amount of protein, it's not overboard as far as it's healthy for your dog and everything. So we'll go into why Orijen. I just thought that was fun. But other reasons why Orijen is such a great food, and you might want to consider it for your cat or dog. We have their full line in the store.
Nice. And that's new too. So check out the Positively Petland show Sunday mornings at 9 and our podcast at kxic.com. And for those two pups, anything else to say, guys? Oh, now they're quiet, right?
They It's like Peter Brady. The light went on, and they went,
oh no, I'm on live radio. All right, for Ron Salzer, I'm Jake Capron. Go check him out. Lower Muscatine. It's Petland of Iowa City. Bye.